10,
9, 8,
7,
6,
3,
2,
1.
0.
What is up, Dash League? We're here for the semifinals. We got Other versus D. I'm so excited to see all of you here. I saw that Dre was in the chat. What's up, Dre? Well, I am super excited for another playoffs match. This season has been a fun one to play and a fun one to watch. Hope you guys have been enjoying this season as much as I have been. You've got Willow here in the booth. I don't think anyone will be joining me here today. Maybe Gollum will drop in, but hope you all are enjoying some of the cast from your favorite caster. Also, let me just say I'm loving Hyperdash putting all this Dash League stuff right in the center of the map, right in the center of where everything's happening. It makes the league feel so great, and it just makes it so much more important to be a part of. It feels like, I mean, these graphics look amazing. So we've got the majority of everyone in here right now. We've got Pancake, Moon, Vert, Rekko, and Castle, a absolutely killer lineup from D, but what's new? And then we've got Other, Outsider, Ajax, Man with a Perm, and Max Defense waiting on their fifth to jump in. I don't know who their fifth will be. I know it took a little bit of negotiations for this time to happen. That's why we're doing it here in the middle of the week. But, you know, as long as the games are happening, that's all I care about. So we're seeing Other in here, negotiating and talking and planning, scheming, all other adjectives that you can give them, getting ready for their huge match. I mean, seeing your matchup with D is never fun, but at least when it's in the playoffs, you know you made it. If you're fighting D, you're in the playoffs, you're like, all right, you know, I've made it as far as I possibly could have, and this team is a beast. D taking many crowns over the seasons, but this season being, you know, I don't think it's unfair to say they're probably one of their weakest seasons, or at least the season that, you know, they're putting the least time into the game. So we'll see how that might affect their game here today. My prediction is that it will, you know, definitely we'll see a good game here today. We saw Acer doing really good against D. We saw other teams, I slipped my mind, that did really good against D. Maybe even Loop. We came 0.5% away from checkpoint on Canyon, which felt good. But here it is. Other this season, probably Other's strongest season, if I can be so bold to say. I mean, they have absolutely been killing it. I've been loving to see everything that they've been bringing to the table. I mean, players like Z Last Saint, a relatively new player that absolutely dominates and makes me feel old and, you know, decrepit when I fight him. You know, coming here playing for multiple seasons, and here's Z Last Saint. And all these other players come in and just absolutely wipe the floor with me. Ajax Water, you know, just insane. I'm sure the majority of you League players have seen him jump in games and do quite good. Max Defense, Man with the Perm too. And Outsider, of course, everyone loves Outsider. I think he was even nominated for the Spirit Award, if I remember right, for all the funny jokes and memes and videos and everything he's been making. We see Moon doing some little jumping jacks. Get ready. I'm saying that we're ready. Let's get this on. Looks like we're doing Launchpad jumping in. And there will be no League Payload for any of the playoffs matches, which I know is crazy after a season of so much Payload, League Payload mutator, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. We are just going to see how far. We see that D is starting on blue, so we'll see a lot of cart movement here, and it will be up to Other to try and make up that same amount of time.
Match starts in 3, 2, 1, go.
Right, here we go, jumping right in, just catching up in the chat. We see Darkmoon getting dropped right out the gate by Z Last Saint. Z Last Saint with a very interesting gun hold. Not sure I've seen a gun hold like this before. I'm going to adjust that audio because I see that's pretty crazy. Alright. Rekko taking a crazy amount of space here already. Pushing that cart, double stacking with Vert. Vert doing a good job, you know, checking his back, checking his forward, making sure everything is rolling smooth. You see Rekko just focused on that forward. That's that kind of non-verbal communication you often see with teams like this. Just gonna get that up. All right, Outsider taking a lot of space here. Oh, we see multiple other in the flank. Wow, they got almost total control near this cart, and then D shuts it down just as fast as I can say it. Z Last Saint, I believe, being the last one to drop down there, as we can see on the minimap. Now with numbers, that no one is able to push up quite fast enough to help that last little group that they had, but that was still really good pushing up by other that we saw there. Evil Pancake taking a lot of space here, though. Ooh, Outsider taking himself out. Classic Caster's Curse. But we're seeing a pretty normal rollout and meta and everything coming out of D here. Usually on Launchpad, what you want to do is take space as far as you possibly can right out the gate, which we saw D doing. But we also saw other responding pretty aggressively and getting in their space. Vert getting some really nice cart movement here. We see that the cart is at the bottom of the hill at 4 minutes 20 seconds, which usually you make it to the hill league average of 4 minutes. So D is slightly ahead of average, but, you know, I mean, nothing that we've never seen before. Trying to get in. We see a little bit of a trickle coming out. Other shutting that cart down, but just as quick, it gets right back up with a double stack to make up what little time it was shut down for. Castle perfectly dodging a rocket there, as now they're going to try to shut down Z Last Saint. Z Last Saint taking out Castle. Castle just watching it happen. But it doesn't matter. Rekko able to get back on that cart, get some movement. We see Vert coming in with a shield shock combo. The Wombo combo that Vert commonly brings in. And look at that cart movement. That's absolutely insane. Already in the mouth of the checkpoint with 3 minutes 45 seconds left. Castle getting that last little movement here, and that's a checkpoint. 9 minutes and 45 seconds. Oh, man. That is a D game if I've ever seen it. D just absolutely stomping like they usually do. But, man, that's quite the checkpoint. All right. Let's look at a bit of red POV here. We're gonna look at Z Last Saint pushing out here and gets taken out in the back by Darkmoon. Darkmoon's really good at taking space and then hiding. You don't know that he's there. Just like right now, Darkmoon, you can see he's kind of hiding in this corner. He's got another teammate up there that's hiding in a corner they don't know about. And now they're kind of chasing the shadow of this red player. The red player actually perfectly maneuvering away from them, as Darkmoon now is gonna try and take that alley. Gets taken out with Man with a Perm though. We kind of saw Moon's ankles getting broken a little bit there, trying to do his nice flank and gets taken out. Man with a Perm now with a shotgun. So close to a cart shutdown. Now we see Ajax following it up, but getting shot in the back by Rekko. That's the thing with D, is like you kill one of them and there's just another right there. You feel like you can never get a break. Now we just see some pretty average cart movement going on here. Can you pick up on the chat? Yeah, beautiful blitz from D. Classic attacking play. Good to see all teams using tried and tested techniques. Yeah, that's definitely what's happening here. They're doing, you know, nothing special, but clearly they're doing it perfectly. You know, an okay play executed perfectly is a million times better than a great play executed poorly. And there's no need to change things up. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We're seeing a lot of blue up here. Man, I need to avoid using my loop callouts. Loop has dumb callouts for everything, and I know none of you would know what I said if I said it. We see Pancake here and Try. Just controlling that dash. Gets taken out, though, by Z Last Saint. Rekko does take him out, but he's low on health, waiting for someone to replace him. We see that he only gets off once. Another player gets on that cart to make sure there's uncontested cart movement. And we see Man with a Perm taking Rekko out. And can he get this flank on the cart? Another gets Pancake out. Oh, almost a 3K. Darkmoon barely holding on. But that's a cart shutdown. That's a team wipe right there. Really good job by Other here. Let's see if I got this. Oh, I had team wipe. Here it is. Boom. Right as Moon is now pushed up and taking a bit of space. Wow, that dash dancing. And Moon gets backed up by one of his teammates now. As we're going to see Moon doing what I was talking about, kind of corner camping a little bit. Gets found out by Man with the Perm, though. Man with the Perm just, oh, you cannot trick that guy. Ajax possibly in for a huge flank here, taking out Castle. And I wouldn't have gone for that dash if I was Ajax. You need to shut that cart down. Or get more eyes towards that cart, because you know that D is extremely cart focused. But the cart was down, so I guess he could have taken a second to look for that. Odd saying look for the groups. Yeah, yep, that's always what you got to be watching for. You definitely can tell if you're watching this mini-map that the blue team, it's a lot of, they push up, they get the cart movement, they get wiped, they group, they push up, they get the cart movement, they group, they wipe. It's a classic D, you know, meta that I think everyone has seen 1,000 times. Pancake here on the cart, a rare sight indeed. Gets a nice headshot on Man with a Perm and just flicks Ajax. I didn't even see Ajax there, but, you know, clearly I don't have the oracle eye that Pancake does. Pancake getting a nice health pickup as two of his teammates are hiding in garage there with him. Now he's going to go up to Koala's spot and get some health. Now cart's dead. He hops on for a few seconds. Unbelievable play by Pancake there. It just absolutely unbelievable. Letting his teammates just kind of get wiped, get some health, gets 1 second of cart movement. Let's hear for this new kill feed, by the way. I'm absolutely loving it. I love this kill feed, just kill streaks and everything. Oh man, it's like I'm watching Call of Duty or something. It's so easy to watch. Now we see Rekko here getting some nice kills, and we see the cart has finally turned that bend. That bend is what gives the cart the red sight onto cart and possibility to shut it down from their spawn. So right out the gate, they can start shooting at the guys that are riding that cart. But once it turns that bend, that is no longer the case. So ironically, the further you push this cart, actually the easier it is, generally speaking. We do still have a bit of time here, 5 minutes and 30 seconds left as Pancake's up on Koala Spot, and we see a double stack coming from D here. Vertigo getting some nice movement with that shield pickup. Nice flank by Pancake there. Gets taken out with Man with a Perm, though, and headshots Castle. One left in Garage. They might try to track him down. It looks like they don't know where he is. I'm willing to bet that's Moon there hiding. Let's go to number 9. Oh, it's Rekko hiding. He's perfectly avoiding everyone, and now he's going to try to get some kills while he waits for his team to join him. Notice how he doesn't go and solo push that cart and die. He tries to take some fights, take some attention, take some time, wait for his teammates to come back him up, and that's exactly what they do. We're seeing some cart, a little bit of cart movement there. It was kind of a disappointing amount of cart movement. But now we're going to see a huge group coming out of D here, which we do. We see they're taking control of Try already, getting a couple kills. One of them goes down. Now it's... Oh, Pancake taking a second to get on that cart. Now this is some huge uncontested cart movement, though. We see that Red is unable to really get any sight lines onto it. It's just unlucky spawn timing. And we see that 100% with 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That is a pretty killer time. I don't think I've ever done that to any team. So, as usual, D just absolutely going crazy. Let's go ahead and watch Moon's rollout here. Give us something pretty to look at while I catch up a bit on this chat. Well, looks like I'm going to have no commentators joining me today, so I hope you guys like the sound of my voice. Odd saying, this is what differentiates D from the rest. They will take a calculated slowdown, then push for a choke like this instead of just throwing themselves without reason. Great positioning from D players, which is how they always position relative to their teammates. They all know where their team should be. Coordination almost built in. Take notes, people. Absolutely. Yeah, if you definitely have noticed, like, you kill one and there's another right there. And no other team I've really seen been able to pull that off quite to this effectiveness, this efficiency out of them. How are you guys liking the audio levels, by the way? I have the game a little low because I think my voice is prettier, but I'm willing to turn it up a bit. So we see Castle and Moon here pushing up a little bit, getting the nice dash. Castle, ooh, gets taken out though. Castle doesn't really get to do anything with that dash. And Man with a Perm taking out Vert too. That's pretty huge. We are seeing only a single stack on that cart though, which normally is no issue. But when it's coming to D, they were stacking a lot. They were double. D very rarely triple stacks, which I find interesting and I actually really like. But we are seeing consistent double stacks, which does make quite a difference. Let's not forget that simple like and sub helps the community. Absolutely. We love that. Yes, absolutely. This league is super fun. We get nice support from the devs every single season. Not even every single year, every single season. We have 2 seasons a year on average. And this season is coming to a close, but I really hope that you guys share this around because I love seeing new teams come around. I love training new teams. I love seeing new players. Oh, Vert getting some nice stoppage right there, and then we see Darkmoon with the rockets here. I always find it interesting that Darkmoon has kind of become their dedicated rocketeer, and he kills himself with the quality rockets that we're seeing coming out of a player like that. Let's see. Oh man, self-destruction for that. But he just goes right and shuts that cart down anyway. No time wasted, no time lost. Pancake here taking a bit of space. Nice, getting some kills, standing on cart. This is something that we're seeing D did that Other was not really able to effectively pull off, which is standing on cart as red. If there's a red on that cart, the cart does not move at all. So having a red player, especially a shielded red player like this standing on cart, it really helps you slow them down and control the pace of the game. And as red, that's I mean, as both sides, you want to control the pace of the game. That's the whole name of this game with Payload, is you need to control the pace of how things are going. And D clearly is controlling that pace right now. They're doing a great job. 3 minutes and 15 seconds left, so it looks like their others are 1 full minute behind where D was at this exact moment, which is a lot, but is not game-breaking. I mean, checkpoints have been made with slimmer odds. Dark Moon, nice single rocket. See, Rocketeer gets taken out. That's huge. The meta really has become, can you take out the Rocketeer? If the Rocketeer is dead, then you can push up. You can get some more movement. You don't need to keep up as much. And it looks like Other was not really able to capitalize on that Rocketeer being down. Now, I'm willing to bet that Dark Moon has his rockets back up in the amount of time that Pancake and whoever is in here with him, I'm willing to bet Rekko, that Moon has been able to get rockets back up, which is unfortunate for Other. Ajax getting a nice kill on Rekko, though. Ajax pushing up, getting a little bit of pot shots, trying to take out Bird on that carpet, not quite able to. Castle, look at that. He's just throwing his hands around, desperately trying to get that health pick up. Gets a nice kill. Outsider with the double shotguns? Or single? Oh, one, but I love it. Look at that gun hold. That's crazy. Outsider taking some spaces. This cart is moving. That's exactly what I want to see. Get that cart movement, and then push up. Take control of the space. You're dictating how things are going, not them. But looks like that cart didn't get to survive for very long, just due to the raw, insane mechanics coming out of D. And this is a deadly combo right here. Vert with the shield and then Moon with the rockets. Vert, all he has to do is survive for a couple seconds with that shield, and then the rocket from Moon can come in and shut that player down just like that. And we see even then Evil Pancake is able to follow up, stand on that cart when he sees that Vertigo dies. Another player who's that Castle hops on cart. So, I mean, the same amount of cart focus you saw on blue, you're seeing on red here, which is just insane. Let's watch some other POV. Let's watch Outsider. Again with the shotgun combo. I love it. Getting some nice cart movement here. Oh, barely able to take out the shield since Castle then follows up. Looks like that group up from Other gets shut down, as we saw on the minimap. One of the players gets taken out by a rocket. So this is a huge group up by Other. I love to see it. Castle gets taken out. Last Saint dodging, gets a double kill, taking a huge amount of space. The cart gets shut down. This is a huge moment for Other. Perfect, perfect. This is what I want to see. Last Saint pushing up. Now we see Evil Pancake coming in for a flank. Can he shut that cart down? Looks like cart was already shut down. Watching the wrong POVs. That was a huge movement by Other, though. And if they can just continue to do that a few more times, they can make some serious progress here. Wow! That was an insane play. Taking out everyone, and Outsider picked up a far rocket so that Moon couldn't. That's huge play. Look at that huge take up on Pancake there. Ajax, come on. I'm rooting for you. Hop on that cart, Ajax. Oh, takes out Castle with a nice headshot, and now he's going to focus the Rocketeer instead of getting on cart, but he accidentally hits the back of cart. We've all seen it happen. Let's catch up on some chat here. Odd saying, one disruptive coming through shield, playing close to cart, good swarm. This is classic D. I take it back several disruptors just to send a bunch of disruptors up because the mechanical advantage in that either way is better defense or way worse depending on how you play it. Works for D both. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah. Let's see, this 10 seconds left. Pancake pushing up towards this cart. Let's go ahead and actually get an aerial view of this cart here. See how things are going to be going. We see one of the Other gets taken out. We still see 4 Other up, getting a nice overtime push. Wow, that's a huge overtime push. The Rockets are struggling. Rockets bad, not able to take out that cart. Now they picked up the far rocket. This is an unbelievable overtime. Getting a nice rocket kill there. We see one in the stupid spot, and cart does go down with Vert with, oh, look at those chicken legs. Look at him. He's showing off. That was good performance by Other, though. I think they did good. They showed a lot of mechanical skill. I mean, don't be persuaded that Other is not an amazing team. And we're gonna see that up here on the scoreboards with Evil Pancake going 65 and 38 with 72-100 total score, and Last Saint 46 and 45 going positive against D, 5,800 score. That's a pretty huge feat, if I do say so myself. But the rest of the team, I mean, this is the spread that you usually expect, kind of the more cart players towards the bottom, and then the more kill-focused players towards the top. And we see, actually, other than just a few more numbers on D's side, the spread is actually almost identical across both teams. Just a little bit more extreme on the Vertigo side. But that's what you get for playing that cart, and that's how you end up getting 4-minute 100% is not by going crazy kills, but by going crazy cart focus. Well played from all, absolutely. That was, I still had a lot of fun watching the match. And here we are going to jump right into a Quarry, which I believe was...
What a game!
Oh! What is up?
seeing nothing but ready to jump into the commentary for this Quarry. That Payload, I watched that back. I watched through that as it was happening. I wanted to let you take the sunshine, the sunlight, the spotlight, as it were, for that. But man, watching D play is always a treat. These guys are incredible, and to be completely honest, the way that OTHR is holding up here is still damn impressive. You saw some really good plays out of them. They played together as much as you possibly can against a team as mechanically coherent and practiced as D is, but players like Zalas, Saint, Ajax, Man with a Perm, Sightlining, Outsider, and Max Defense with the interesting plays focusing on that objective in the meantime. That was still really exciting to watch, and I'm really looking forward to this Quarry, because I think this is the one map, if I'm remembering correctly. I don't want to like I don't want to like raise expectations too high, but this is the one map D has lost on in recent memory.
Yeah, against
They've
Arc.
lost on this map in a season recently, unless they've like kicked up their strategies in some way, or somehow switch things up. If D is just running on autopilot here, OTHR has an outside chance, an outside chance to take this map, in my honest opinion. Again, OTHR really has to be banking on some sort of a coherent strategy built specifically around D. If they don't have that locked in today, they have basically no chance here. But I really do think with this lineup, with Outsider manning the helm here, there is an opportunity to actually take this map, or at least bring it to something close here. And that it legitimately excites me. We just won't be able to see until the game actually starts. What do you think, Willow?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I was mentioning, this was OTHR's choice, and you can see why. I mean, D did end up losing a map against Arc, and it wasn't even team name that they lost it against. It was Arc, right? It was the third best team of the season that they ended up losing against, which I think is proof that it wasn't the mechanical skill alone that let Arc take that, because Arc lost to team name in the mechanical department by a decent margin, right?
Sure.
So it was purely coordination and attack and timing, and I want to say it was like a 3-1 too. It wasn't even like a really close game. So you're right. I mean, if there ever was a Hail Mary that they could pull out, it's going to be on this map. And either way, I'm excited to see it. Like I've mentioned, OTHR's absolutely has been an amazing team this whole season. They have some incredible players that I respect greatly on their mechanical side that I think could really give D a run for their money. If we see the coordination following up that mechanical skill.
Yeah, and that's really going to be the long and short of it here is as Odd was saying in the comments, as you were talking about in the last map, the thing that really puts D in such a high echelon of play is having so many incredible players that also work together incredibly at the same time. That hard work in addition to talent is what really makes them such a strong team, such a strong contender for first place any season that they play, is that they take it serious and they practice, and they're all good enough to then back that practice up. And you can see, based on that last map, OTHR is struggling in that skill backing up the practice department. There's many opportunities here, though, if they get tricky with it and if they know what to expect here. Like I've said, where that practice can actually outshine that mechanics a little bit. If you've got your finger on the pulse of the community, as it were, you'll know that this season, compared to every other season that D has been a part of, they have not practiced nearly as much, whether because of opportunity or not putting in quite as much time into this as they have. The OTHR really does have a chance to pull this off as a result. OTHR's been working hard to get to this point, and I mean, it shows. They did work together fairly well on that last payload, especially towards the end of it. D made it rapid quick to that 100% mark, but you saw several moments, time after time, where Other was completely broken, shattered by the offense and defense of D, and then recuperated and came back and started to get movement or hold the card again afterwards. So I'm hopeful that that communication is going to carry over to this Quarry, where you need to really be on point with knowing what Tunnel is going to do and knowing what B is going to do, and making sure that those things are going to complement each other. Whatever that strategy may be, those two sites have to communicate, because if they both do their own things and they constantly do it separately, a team like D is going to easily capitalize on that.
Right. Yeah, definitely. And I see some people in the chat talking about, oh my God, how long ago was that? Everything. Yeah, I mean, it was a season or two ago. But like Gollum has been saying, D has not been putting in the hours they were putting in 10 times, 100 times the amount of hours that season that they were this season. So yes, it was not this season that they lost that map, but we're seeing competitors are going up and up and up, and D is staying kind of at the same level. So, you can make some conclusions that Other has a shot. And I think that makes the game a little bit more interesting. We finally see 5 Other jumping in here. Outsider, Ajax, Man with Firms, Eli, Saint, Max Defense. I believe that's the same 5 they had last time.
Yes, correct. And Willow, I'm being told that my volume is a little quiet. Is that?
I turned it up a while ago.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
According to my audio levels, you look like you should be about at my level. But I always appreciate when people jump in and tell me otherwise.
Mm-hmm. I can also just scream into the mic. I'm sure everybody is going to enjoy that.
Yeah. Yeah, give me your best Freddy impression.
So here we go. Here, this opener, I say it every single time, and it's always true. On Domination, the opener can be so telling. Dark Moon, of course, going for that dash. That is the advantage of being the red team on this map, is you have that slightly faster route. If your movement is on point, like Dark Moon's always is, you are just about guaranteed to grab that dash, or at least prevent the blue team from getting it. But Blue still... Other with a presence on B, even winning that fight. The last Saint gets another kill and now is holding some sort of forward momentum for Team Other, who has their own base and has B. The last Saint goes down, but now it's an opportunity for Other to hopefully hold down this B and slow the roll of these D players. Pancake is the last D player. No, there's a couple D players left alive on B. I take that back. D recuperates after that opener a little bit, but Other now hopping back in, contesting B once again. Evil Pancake starting to roll forward. I would say a little bit overconfidently. As good as Pancake is, and you can see just how good they are, they can't win a 2v1 every single time. They're guaranteed to eventually go down against a team at this level of play.
Yeah.
And I think Pancake needs to get ratio just a little bit by players like The Last Saint with those double charge shots, who have been doing fantastic so far at gaining ground for their team. Castle almost bringing them down, but not quite. The Last Saint still trying to bounce around. There we go. Evil Pancake with a buddy, takes B, moves forward, getting shot in the back, and now is getting pinchered a little bit by respawning other players and possibly having to go back to B to help their teammate. Whoa, good shot there.
Yeah, that was some crazy accuracy right there. That was really, really good. I also see someone in the chat pointing out a good point.
Oh, whoa. Okay,
not quite. It's surprising that with each team, they get to pick on playoffs. You get to pick the map and you get to pick the side. And we see that Other picked this map, but they didn't pick Red, which I find very interesting. Red, of course, being a little bit more favored towards the B side. Oh, nice shot by Outsider there. Outsider taking some control of B here. We've been in the mid game for a long time here, and not very many countdowns really have happened. Outsider here with his shotgun pistol combo that we saw a lot in that Payload, getting a nice assist there. As now the B dash comes up. Red team countdown.
Whoa. Good counter there. A little bit desperate though. Now it's Dark Moon bouncing around B. Another countdown, but Max Defense does get the counter. Good counter there, and decides to play a little cautiously. They're the last Other player left alive on B, so I like this decision here. Oh no, and he misses the double charge shot. That was really important. That could have won or lost that button there. Now it's The Last Saint versus the world. Does take out one player there, but Dark Moon is still left alive. Catches up with Castle as well. The momentum is in D's favor. A countdown for D, a kill for Dark Moon, but Other has countered on B. Somebody has snuck past. multiple somebodies have snuck past. And D gets another countdown, but I don't know if this is actually going to turn into a point anytime soon. Dark Moon dashing around like they are known to do, going crazy, getting kill after kill, and slowing the roll of those other players.
Oh!
But Ajax, out of dash, does get the counter.
Nice.
Wow, good counter.
That was
oh my
insanely
goodness.
close.
Now
Pancake.
it's Evil Pancake versus the world. Gets kill after kill, but still another counter out of Outsider. Ajax Water, last one left alive. 2 players holding it.
Wow.
Can't get the kill though. That was a
double.
good desperation play out of Other, but they're really going to have to swing the momentum back on this next opener. I think that opener is the key, and we've seen Other has more or less been able to take back B thus far when they really try, but what is going on in Tunnel? D's been able to, when they take B, then move forward and start to get movement into Other's base, whereas Other gets B, moves forward, and then gets hard stopped. The Tunnel, I think, is going to be a little bit of a keystone for Other. If they can get that Tunnel to then flank at just the right moment as soon as Other takes back B, then they don't have to confront D from the front. They don't have to attack the Triceratops at the horns, as it were. They can come around through the flank.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, with the minimap, it's a little hard to tell what's going on just because the tunnel goes under the B site, so it's hard to tell sometimes if someone is tunnel or someone is B. But, oh, we're seeing a red team countdown, and we see that Ajax is totally stranded in the basement, but they do get a nice counter as Ajax enters the enemy base quite nicely, but Darkman does take him out. We're seeing a lot of D in their own base right here, so this is prime opportunity for Other to get some nice momentum and move forward here. But this is the thing that makes Quarry so difficult, is you can see that now we're going to have a fight at B, and Other's going to have to win the fight at B, then they're going to have to push up and win the fight again at D's base. So you basically have to win 2 to 3 fights just to get a countdown. Now we see Red Team getting a countdown as we're seeing a lot of Others trying to get coordinated into the enemy base, Others trying to get multiple people rolling out through Tunnel and B and all at the same time, activate on D's base. We're seeing D is just like, just put Pancake in there. Like, let's see how long Pancake can last, and if he can last long enough, then Moon and Rekko and everybody else will come and back him up.
Or alternatively, Moon, as we saw earlier, can be the one bouncing around the base, impossible to hit, impossible to even find, quite frankly. And that can eat up a lot of time. But that does make a good point that a lot of D's strategy at this point is rolling forward slowly as a group and being a nearly unbeatable wall, and then having one a player who goes way up front, whether because they go early or because they go fast, and then distracts long enough for the slow wall of death to then follow up. But we've seen that Other is eventually able to defeat the wall of death if they're not caught too unawares, which at this point they might be if Ajax does not get this kill. Oh, good counter out of Max. Nobody was holding that button. What was going on for D? Evil Pancake taken out once again. Max gets another counter and Other gets their base back.
Huge retake.
That's what I was talking about. That slow wall of death out of D is really good unless you can find the chink in the armor, which Other has been able to do over and over again, and that is why D has been able to hold ground so confidently and move forward with individuals like Evil Pancake and Dark Moon and look like they're in this really strong position. But, and I do say this with a big but and a big asterisk, the game's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
Relative to how a lot of D games go, this is looking fairly even. Others been able to take back their base over and over, able to sneak players onto B over and over, and funny run out of Rekko there. And D just seems to not quite have their strategy locked in to change things up and counter that. They each on an individual level maybe seem to be changing things up to try and counter things, but that is not how this map works. Otherwise, they're just doing the same thing over and over. And if they keep doing that same thing, eventually Other might actually have the opportunity to then bring things back into their favor, maybe even tie things up, which I think is really what they're hoping for.
Ooh.
But there's a lot of D players in Other's base. Evil Pancake didn't hit that button though. Who's going to counter?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
good counter. Oh my goodness, I was worried for a second there.
Castle playing for
Cool.
survivability, and I think Odd correctly pointed out in the chat that D's been playing a lot for survivability lately, and not a whole lot for scoring. They're not holding the button nearly as much as they usually do. They're all playing pretty far away from the button, and they're just trying to sightline and get kills. And I think they're really trying to outkill Other severely. But you know, like we've been saying, like Other's not a bad team. Other's is quite skilled. They've gotten insanely good during the season, and you're right that if the things just keep going stagnant like they have been right now, with a slight countdown by D here, with Rekko being able to hold it, maybe.
Max defense. Oh, good counter.
Nice.
Oh, good counter again. Good job, Max defense. Oh, I think that's two big counters out of Max defense, maybe even 3 at this point. Certainly 2 moments. Oh, wow. And now he's sneaking on to B, jumping past all the D players now, just playing for survivability and time. And how many D players are going to turn around and take this guy out? There we go. Okay.
Yeah, only
And
one.
he gets another countdown.
Yeah,
last
this
save.
might be it.
And Outsider. Oh, good counter there. But the wall of death has caught up. This is what I was worried about. Now D. Oh wait, there was a counter on B.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
who cares?
lost B.
Who cares if B is in
Yeah.
your base? You have B, and even briefly a countdown for Team Other as well. Somebody on Other. Who is that? Number 9. Oh, that was Outsider.
Outsider,
Managed
yep.
to get into D's base with rockets.
That's really impressive. Yeah, I mean, we're 10 minutes into this game almost, and D has gotten 1 point. And at this point, if things just keep stagnating, it's almost guaranteed that Other will pull something out, will be able to turn one of those countdowns into a real score, unless D seriously changes how they're playing and focuses a lot more on the objective than they have been. Here we see a nice countdown with a lot of D around.
Good
Oh,
button holds. There we go.
wow.
Okay, that's what they needed. That's what they needed. 4 people on the button can counter 1 remaining Other player. Okay.
All right, one more
That's-
point to win here, and that's really good out of D so far. But I'm hopeful that Other can get one of their nice points, sneak it out.
But that's an example. D didn't really seem to change that much there. They just finally, the one thing they changed was they finally gave up on survivability at the last second. But really what I think happened there was the wall of death caught up to the one player. They just all happened to be together because they play so slowly and at such long ranges that they all moved forward together and all had the opportunity to hold at the right moment, which every D player seems to be willing to do if they have to. But up until that point, the D players have been just a little bit too discoordinated in terms of their moving forward all at once, and that's that communication about or between the B button and the tunnel. D seems to be moving forward all together. You have Dark Moon moving in, and Rekko now turning around to try and prevent B from being the place where a counter happens, but is just not fast enough.
Yeah, Rekko kind of fumbles his dashes there. We see Ajax
Good.
doing some really good movement.
Good movement out of
Oh,
Ajax Water. Does
just
get taken
barely
out
taken.
though. Yeah, and Other has their own base so far, is slowing down that wall of death just a little bit. Max defense with the sniper does get a kill too. I think that was Max defense who did.
Nice.
But gets taken out. D moving forward once again. Max defense is going to try and slip past the wall and make it into B. Is basically just waiting for the counter to be an opportunity to take, whereas D is holding on to Other's base for now. Who is that? That is Dark Moon and Rekko, I think, in the base at the moment. Just getting kill after kill. Dark Moon does go down. Now it's Castle solo, not Rekko. It was Castle, and still no wall to follow this up. Castle inevitably gets taken out because you can't win a button completely by yourself unless you're so severely outskilling your opponents that they had no chance in the first place.
Right.
Good counter.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're seeing D is playing a little cocky. They're assuming that D or that Castle or
counter,
Ooh.
outsider counter, please.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh
You were
man,
saying.
barely. Yeah, that they're assuming that one person can get 3 kills, and that's just not the reality that they live in. Outsider getting some nice movement towards D's base here, but unfortunately not much able to come out of it. As we're seeing Other kind of pulling a D with only sending one person into the enemy base. Now we see that D is
Only
actually
man
getting
with
a
the perm.
countdown.
Only man with the perm. Good counter.
Oh man, I don't know what number he is.
Where did he counter? Is he in D's base?
He's in his own
Perm
base.
is in D's base. Gets taken out just as Other starts to take their own base back. Oh no, I take it back. They are not taking their own base back. Kill after kill
That
going
is
in favor
it.
of D is the 3rd point. But that was some good showmanship out of Team Other. Really playing your opponent there. That's
Right.
what I saw that game as. They played against their opponent, and they played well as a result. But unfortunately, D is just that
Uh-oh.
good. They are those guys, and they win 3-0 on the domination. We'll
Well,
go ahead and read off the scores if they're ever going to show up.
Yeah.
Perhaps I can just read it the normal way. There we go. Dark Moon, 52 and 24, going absolutely crazy on the Quarry, 10,000 score, top scoring, top killing, all around. But Zelast Saint, 35, 37, 9,600 score, really being a bedrock player, solid player for Team Other on that map, holding things together. That was fun and exciting to watch. I hope everybody else in the audience enjoyed that as much as I did, and I look forward to the next matches going on this cycle. What is that next match going to be, Willow? Is it D against a mystery opponent that hasn't been decided yet?
That's a great question. I'd have to pull up the bracket, which I can do here. If, I can just stall a little bit. But yes, there are a lot of matches that are going to be happening all over and it's not just the Dasher tier matches that are going to be happening. We also have the Sprinter and Walker tier finals. I know Hacks versus Hush is going to be casted on this very channel, Dash League Network, at 10 a.m. Pacific time or 1 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday, and that is the next very match that's in the calendar. But we still have a lot of matches upcoming. This is just the semifinals. We got so much more Dash League for all of you guys to enjoy. Looks like Acer versus Envy is going to happen, and whoever ends up winning that is going to face D in the finals. And Other here is not out of the running. They do have a chance to make it to 3rd place based on the Acer or Envy. Whoever loses that match, we will see Other versus Acer and or Envy for the 3rd place, and then D versus Acer and or Envy for 1st and 2nd.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for that, everybody in the audience. And that being said, I've been Not Gollum.
Yeah, I've been Willow. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. We always appreciate it when you guys jump in here. Definitely do not forget to give that nice like, comment, subscribe. It does help the league grow. And we're going to be jumping into a new season not too long from now. So I hope to see you guys all there.